Studios.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft on AM 560. The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Chris Crock in for Dan Proft. Dan's back Monday. Well, I had a lot of fun reading through this list of the left's top 25 lies of 2025. My gosh. Matt Kittle from the Federalist, otherwise known as MD Kittle, joining us. Matt, you put a lot of thought into this piece.
Well, I got to tell you, Chris, we narrowed it down to 25 leftist lies. But
it's a lot more. You could have done 100. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone on and on and on, but the reader has only so much patience. But these are the real whoppers of 2025.
There's so much information here. The font is tiny, but I was able to read it. The Maryland man comes in at number 1. Kilmar, please don't leave. You know, you hate to say it, but beat me again. I mean, she wants to be, it's just terrible. Anyways. So tell me this. I love what you described him from the left, described him as a gentle migrant.
Mm-hmm.
So for a couple questions on this. What are the biggest lies about him overall?
Well, again, that he is this poor, undocumented fella just caught up in Trump's sweeping deportation campaign. This guy was, first and foremost, his wife issued a restraining order against him because she said he was beating her.
Right.
Multiple law enforcement officials said he was in an extremely violent gang. He had rolls of cash in his possession. They had drugs in their possession. And my colleague over at the Tennessee Star, those folks wrote extensively about how this guy was trafficking human beings. So, Chris Van Hollen, the dope from Maryland, the senator who went down to drink bubbling water with him for a photo op, is just ridiculous.
Lies about ICE. Some cases, they talk about the CBS News did some serious spinning. How did they do it, and which case was it?
Yeah, CBS is not alone in this. Multiple so-called mainstream, I like to call them accomplice media outlets, reported on this story of this woman in Chicago. Remember, late summer, the Department of Homeland Security began an operation to round up really criminal illegal immigrants. And they were in process of doing that when a woman who was driving a previously deported and violent illegal immigrant decided to get into the faces of the ICE agents and was acting extremely disorderly. She would have been arrested by law enforcement officials no matter what.
Right.
They said she was a citizen was detained. Well, yeah, she was a U.S. citizen, but she was committing crimes.
Exactly. Kidnapping people. Oh, this is my favorite one. I do work in Portland, Oregon as well, and I called it the big lie. That's the big lie. They had a 17-year-old who took his dad's car on a lunch break for high school, saw some ICE people and some other guy chasing him. He joined in the chase. He blocked him in. They came up, said, "Get out of the car." He said no, so they smashed his window and dragged him out. And they all lied. "You disappearing children? They're just going to school." It's all a big lie.
Yeah, it's a huge lie. That was one of the biggest in that suite of lies, and that happened over and over again. The left, the activist Marxist left, was billing all of this stuff in these kinds of hyperbolic terms, and of course the rational mainstream media didn't wait to say maybe investigate those claims a little bit more.
Continuing with MD Kittle, a.k.a. Matt Kittle's the left's top lies, 25 lies of 2025 from the Federalist. Shipwrecked sailors. I love that. These are the drug boat runners. By the way, did you see out of Venezuela? Did you see the latest one? There was they got a threefer. There was three of them going out in tandem. They lit them up, and I saw two of the drug runner guys jumped off the boat. Do we know what happened to those guys? Do we just go, you're screwed, you're on your own, go swim back? I mean, do we just leave them out there, or what? Do you know what happened with that?
I don't know, but they're obviously shipwrecked sailors, according to the news media and to Democrats in Congress that are trying to make hay unsuccessfully out of this sort of thing. No, these guys are, these are hardened drug-running criminals. And the incident that they're talking about, these shipwrecked, waterlogged criminals were trying to climb back into their boat and communicate about their drug load to the drug lords who were pushing this thing. So this was an absolute lie. This is the President of the United States under the Department of War doing what it should do in the real fight against drug lords trying to push their poison into this country.
Illegal aliens superintendent. This is one of my most favorite ones. Ian Roberts. Yeah. What a great guy. There's so much in on this to get into. DEI priorities is why he got hired. I agree with you on that totally. Now, also the school board, the president of the school board, who also was running for Senate as a Democrat, she crab walked out and left the school board, didn't she? And abandoned her senatorial run, right?
She did. Actually, this one was near and dear to my heart because I'm a Des Moines metro resident. I live in one of the suburbs in Des Moines. And at first, the school board president, when all of this went down, when Ian Roberts was picked up by ICE agents after he fled on foot and was in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, had more guns on him, She went to a press conference, held a press conference surrounded by her fellow board members and said, we need to take a page from Dr. He wasn't even a doctor, by the way. He lied about that. Dr. Ian Roberts and practice, what did she call it? Aggressive empathy?
That's right. Aggressive empathy. That's right. Yes.
Yes. Aggressive empathy. We need to empathize with this Guyanan-born foreign national who was supposed to be out of this country years ago and had a rap sheet as long as some of the criminals in the system right now. Just amazing. But they quickly had to walk that back as, again, the truth came out.
One stupid step for womankind. This was so wonderful. The astronauts, these women were just astronauts. They were up in space, man. These are like this is amazing. Gail King, Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez. These women are heroes. I want my daughter to look up to them. They were in space for what? A long time, like 20 seconds, 5 seconds. They weren't even in space. They didn't even get into the space, did they? They didn't crack the atmosphere.
Let me tell you something, Chris. They were up in the air, and it was like some sort of space mountain ride for them. In Jeffrey Bezos' phallic-shaped
That's
rocket.
Right. That's exactly right. Yep.
And you could have made Tang. It would take you longer to make a picture of Tang than it took for these ladies to go. What did Reagan say? To break the bonds of whatever. Yeah, it was just an absolute. But I will say the right and the left equally panned this mission, if you will.
Rightfully so. Ukraine, I love this. Ukraine on the verge of victory. We are right there. We just need some more money and weapons. We're going to win this thing.
This is one of the saddest lies of 2025 because, there are leftists waving their Ukraine flags, of course, and there are people on the right. So there are plenty of, neocons and industrial military complex benefactors waving their Ukraine flags and saying, fight on, fight on, fight on.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Europe is doing nothing for them. European countries are constantly breaking the embargoes against Russia, the sanctions against Russia. And Ukraine continues to send, just like Russia. Vladimir Putin doesn't have a conscience in this either, obviously. But Vladimir Zelensky and his government keep sending young people, increasingly older people, to the front lines for an absolute slaughter. And that's what continues to happen today.
They're basically going to have to agree to lose most of the land, to give up most of the land that Russia's in right now. Otherwise, and they're going to be forced into doing it this year, because sooner rather than later. Because I think everybody on our side we're just so done with it. I mean, Trump's tried and he's tried and he's tried. I think it's just them saying, "All right, what are we going to do? We're screwed," right? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and in that section of the piece, I note that Vladimir Zelensky's own spokeswoman, who served as spokeswoman for him for years, had sent out a message as the recent round of peace talks were going on, saying, with each subsequent peace deal, the terms get worse and worse for Ukraine. It is simply a suicide mission to continue to fight on.
And then she said, I'm quoting you from quoting her, because we are losing. She's being honest, and that's the truth.
Yes.
We're going to jump to number 11 for the top 25 lies of 2025. Epstein deceit. Give me that one in a nutshell.
That one is, of course, the main talking point that the left could settle on. They kept pushing, well, Trump's going to show up in these Epstein files. We're going to get him on Pedophile Island, all of these sorts of things. What they ended up doing, of course, is bagging their own.
Yes.
Bill Clinton and obviously Bill and Hillary have been called before Congress. They refused to do so. I wonder why. And Reid Hoffman and the rest of the big money leftists all got caught up in this scandal. And so far, Trump is effectively untouched by any of this. But that was their big gambit, and they lost miserably.
One of the biggest things that I want to know is, why was Joe Biden in on this? Why did Joe Biden cover for Trump for 4 years? He could have released those Epstein files. There's so much in there on Trump. Why did Biden cover for Trump?
Well, because Joe Biden, the auto pen president, really wanted to see a Trump second term. We all know that.
That's exactly it.
That.
You got him.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel will jump to number 17, top 25 lies of 2025. Jimmy Kimmel is a victim. Wait a minute. He's not?
Yeah. He's a bag. That's what Jimmy Kimmel is. Jimmy Kimmel, who said some just astoundingly awful things in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, was seen as a free speech victim. I will tell you this, Jimmy Kimmel, as Mr. Free Speech victim,
yes,
100% of his guests are on the left, including members of the political left that he has maxed out his campaign contributions to. This guy was a joke, and ABC Disney's small suspension of this guy was a joke.
But as you say in here, we all know this was not Trump censoring him. This was ABC Disney censoring him because he said a completely false, terrible thing, saying it was the Trump people is who this guy was, and it was behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is a disgusting lie. Let's go to number 19, top 25 lies of 2025. Iran doesn't want nuclear weapons. What do you mean Iran doesn't want nuclear weapons?
Iran has wanted nuclear weapons forever, and as soon as the U.S. military and the Israeli military bombed the hell out of their bunkers with bunker-busting bombs to significantly hit Iran's nuclear weapons, the left came out and said, but they were trying.
They were.
They were trying to break every part of the deals that the Obama administration set up, the Biden administration came back and were suckers for, and Trump said enough is enough. And that was probably one of the biggest foreign affairs, national and international security victories. And, of course, the left would not allow Trump to have that.
Now, you also mentioned Adam Smith, the Armed Services Committee ranking member, said Trump has now started a war with Iran. And I want to say something. He was right. It was a horrible war after he bombed Iran. It was a horrible war. I mean, it's still going on as far as I know. NPR, number 20, NPR, top 25 lies. NPR is unbiased. It's not. It's yes. Catherine Maher with her. What was it? What was her hat? She wore a Biden hat once.
Yes.
I mean, all sorts of vile things. She read these woke books. I like how you also showed a tweet from Scott Jennings saying, "Respect to Brandon Gill. He was a master class." Exactly right. He whooped her butt up there on stage. You don't remember tweeting that? You don't remember reading that book? That was great.
Yeah, her memory got foggy, just like a lot of these folks appearing for leftists appearing before congressional hearings. But the biggest lie tucked inside of that, Chris, was that what she and others said from public media was that, well, we really just get a small amount of money from taxes. It's really insignificant. But as soon as that money was taken away, they were crying poverty, weren't they?
Yes, they were. A couple more quick ones. We'll do lightning quick on this. Number 21 of the top 25 lies of 2025, the fallacy of Mahmoud Khalil. Why is he still in our country? I thought we were going to deport his butt. Real quick on that. What's going on with that? Are we still working on getting him out of here or what?
Yeah, well, what's happening is we have a judicial coup going on in America. We have judges who fail to realize and to follow the Constitution that there are three branches of government, and the executive branch exists, even if Donald Trump is the president and the leader of that executive branch.
So as far as you know, is it over, or is there still stuff going in motion to try to get him out of here?
My understanding is the latter. They are still working on that because, they're really trying to set up for 2026 as well, not just this case, but all, is that if you come here and you instigate agitation against America,
you're out.
You don't have the same rights as U.S. citizens do.
Spartacus' long, meaningless speech. The only thing I want to ask you about this is this. He was wearing a diaper. There's no question he was not wearing an adult diaper. He absolutely was. And since I know you used to live in Wisconsin, one of the best calls I ever got when I was doing talk radio in Madison years ago was, at the Packers game, and you're sitting there, and it's freezing cold, and you can't go anywhere. And the guy calls in and he says, "Chris, there's nothing like wearing that adult diaper and looking at the person next to you and smiling while you're going to the bathroom." So you agree that you agree unequivocally that Spartacus was wearing an adult diaper?
Like a senior citizen at a casino at their favorite slot machine.
There was one time.
That's what Spartacus was doing, yeah.
There was one time when he had a pause and he had a funny look on his face. I swear to you, that's when he had to do it. I swear to you. I literally traced the moment, but it's been lost in the fog now. But I swear to you, I did. I really did. Okay, and then no kings. Quickly on this one. What a benevolent king we have. He allowed these peasants to protest against him. And I don't think he executed any of them or jailed any of them, did he? I don't know.
No, thousands, and that's about it. Thousands of no kings protesters on the left came out and talked about the autocrat, the Nazi, and the fascist that Donald Trump is. And, of course, all of their rights were secured during those idiotic show protests going on.
Right on. Matt Kittle, a.k.a. MD Kittle, senior elections correspondent for the Federalist. Always fun having you on Chicago's Morning Answer. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
And Happy New Year. This is AM. Thanks, brother. This is AM 560, The Answer, Chicago's Morning Answer. Guess what's next? Open Mic Friday. I've spent many of them with you. We do that next. You can get on that phone right now. Get on there, be the first person, the second person, the third person, wall to wall to wall. Open Mic Friday starts right now. 312, in just a moment. 312-642-5600. 312-642-5600. Come on. Open Mic Friday. Chris Crockett for Dan Proft, AM 560, The Answer, Chicago's Morning Answer.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors, a third-generation family-owned business since 1969. We know you're bombarded by choices when shopping for new windows or doors, so we're inviting you to experience the Woodland difference. For decades, we have been transforming living spaces with